We have our first legendary Raya card and even more Mushu. So follow us into the unknown. I think he's too shy to sing with me.
I'm not as good a singer as you.
I'm not a good singer either. Anyway, let's go straight back to the topic. This is Mateos. This is Charlie, as you know.
As always.
And we have the news to cover. Loads of cards for you today.
Yeah. Should we jump right into it?
Let's do it.
So we're starting off today with a card we forgot to cover in the video yesterday, and that's actually the Enchanted card for Bambi Little Prince. We already saw the gameplay of this card, but we did get our second look at the Enchanters from this set, and this one is incredible.
It's incredible. It's my chase card. Like I can tell as soon as I see a card, that's my chase card. I bet it's the chase card of a lot of people. I think the whole thing about it is so beautiful. What is cool as well is during the live stream with the artist that Disney Lorcana was running via Discord, we also found out more about the meaning and about the art style or art direction for the Enchanted. We'll get more details in a dedicated video later, but their take is around the surrealism. That's why you can see all those extreme things going on, including what we saw before with Jasmine. But I just love this card. It's so beautiful, and I'm imagining like with all the shiny effects on each of those lore symbols floating around, and like I don't know if you noticed, there's like literally the antlers from Bambi. Like just under him, those tree trunks are actually his antler. He's almost like in a fetus pose, growing from a baby to a king. And you can also see the crown floating next to him. So fantastic, incredibly fantastic. And Aubrey Archer really knocked out the park. Honestly, this is beautiful.
There's so much to look at with this one.
So much. We'll do a dedicated video as we always do. So let's go straight to the Dual Wing cards.
Yes. Up first for us in the Dual Wing cards, we got a bunch of new Frozen cards. And we're going to start with...
Into the...
No, sorry. I didn't tell him it.
Into the Unknown.
Into the Unknown, yeah. It's a 3-cost inkable song. Put chosen exerted character into their player's inkwell face down and exerted. So more removal there for the Amethyst Sapphire, because it is an Amethyst Sapphire dual ink card. I should have said that. More support there for removal in that ink pairing. I think it's actually quite a good card, actually. The ink combination already relying on things like Hades and Let It Go to deal with opposing characters. This is a cheaper version of it, so it's just giving you more access to that kind of removal, putting your opponent's characters into their inkwell.
And for being cheap, there also comes with the condition of the player has to be, or the card has to be exerted, right?
Yes,
which is interesting. Yeah.
And I mean, in this ink color combination, you've got the big Elsa who can exert. You've got the 5-cost Elsa the Fifth Spirit who can exert as well. So there are plenty of ways to exert. One of the things I would probably say is that I doubt you. Like a lot of people were saying, oh, you can do Belle on turn 1 with the popsicle and then have her sing this, but I actually don't think you would want to sing this right at the start of the game, because it's going to be ramping your opponent up. It's going to help them accelerate in the ink. Probably it's something you're going to want to do later on. The real advantage of it is because it's a 3-cost, it's way cheaper. Well, 2 ink cheaper than Let It Go, 4 ink cheaper than Hades. But it also can be sung by one of your lower cost characters as well. So it has a lot of uses for sure.
I do think that that's the card you want to hold to yourself and use later. For sure. Obviously, you always run the risk. If you have a song in your hand, someone can discard it and remove. But take the shot. And let's go into the Unknown.
And then another Frozen card in Amethyst Sapphire. This is Anna Magical Mission. 6-cost inkable, 3/6 questing for 2. Anna is Floodborn. This is her second Floodborn, I think, for the game. So she can shift in at 4. She's got support and has the ability Coordinated Plan. Whenever this character quests, if you have a character named Elsa in play, you may draw a card. And again, in this ink color combination, we know people are playing Elsa already, but this is also going to be a really fun one if you want to build like that fully Frozen deck. Then it's giving you a lot more tools to be able to make it a little bit more viable competitively.
It is super cool. I love the art so much. I love the dress, and it's crazy because we've been seeing other Elsa cards as well. It looks so different, right? I think it's because she's Floodborn as well.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Yeah, and we do have a good shift target for her in Anna Braving the Storm. And I'm suspecting we're going to be getting some more Anna cards.
I would not be surprised.
The next dual ink card we have is this Ruby Steel dual ink card. It's the Coachman Greedy Deceiver, a 2-cost inkable, 2/2 questing for 1 with the ability Wild Ride. While 2 or more characters of yours are exerted, this character gets +2 strength and gains evasive.
Not bad.
Yeah, not a bad ability.
Goes really well with the 2 colors combination.
It does, because you want to be challenging often, so having that little bit of extra strength is good. Being able to deal with an opponent evasive threat, also very good. You can take out a genie wish fulfill,
that is true,
which is going to be quite a useful ability to have. And pop quiz, Matthias, where's the Coachman from?
Pinocchio.
Yeah. We actually didn't know this. So
I didn't know.
You didn't know?
Of course I didn't know. Look at the kids behind. He's like getting all that and kidnapping them.
Oh, I did not know. And we watched it not too long ago. I just really
We watched the movie, right?
We watched both, yeah.
I don't remember.
I just don't remember that much at all. That is all for the dual ink colors for this video. So let's pop those into the tracker. And then we can go over to Amber, and we're going to start off with the Colonel, Old Sheepdog, a 5-cost inkable, 3/6 questing for 1, with the ability We've Got Him Outnumbered. While you have 3 or more puppy characters in play, this character gets +2 strength and +2 law.
That's insane.
Yeah, I think one of the things really the puppy deck struggles with or lacks at the moment is kind of like a game closer. Really, you're kind of you're just flooding the board. You don't like have a big.
I feel like you have like that card that gives you lore for each single puppy.
Well, that is true. That's
true. Another game closer.
An inkable game closer. An inkable game closer. So yeah, you can pop him down if you've got your puppies in play. He's going to get that strength, and it also means that even if your puppies get removed before you can quest with them, you just play some more puppies and then. You can do it all again, and with all of the ability to accelerate your ink now in this color combination for the puppies, I think you'll be able to get out the Colonel pretty easily.
Which franchise is this from, Charlie?
101 Dalmatians?
I actually don't know. Is he 101 Dalmatians?
It's got to be 101.
Or is he late in the trend?
No, it's 101 Dalmatians. That's why he has puppy synergy.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe he just likes puppies. There are puppies in there. I actually don't know the color name. I don't remember. I apologize. I promise we are huge Disney fans. I just don't remember the color name.
Next, we have Jean, Niceland Resident, a 1-cost inkable 1/2 questing for 1, with the ability, I guess you earn this, whenever this character quests, you may remove up to 2 damage from chosen character. First of all, revealed by Chappie. I know another content creator who's been wanting to reveal a card for ages.
Very happy for him.
Definitely check out their channel. I know they're like, if you're particularly interested in the art side of things, then Chappie does a really good job analyzing all of those good things, and he analyzed this card as part of his
like
reveal.
the theory behind it, like the actually placement of the card, the death, and etc. So go check it out. It's sketching out Lorcana.
That's true. Yes, sketching out Lorcana. Check out Chappie. Super positive, amazing, wonderful member of the community. So great to see him revealing this card. And yeah, in terms of like playability, I think it's an okay one bit of synergy, because basically he can start healing as soon as turn 2. There are a lot of Ruby cards that enter play with damage, like Mulan, Injured Soldier, Mother Gothel. Potentially you could be using him as a way to heal them up. Often in those decks you do want to keep the damage because you can heal with Mulan, but it just does give you like some good statted characters, and then you remove the damage from them. But
But I think that's it, right? He's not a terrible stats for a 1-cost either. He quests for 1, so you just have an additional ability. The hardest part is finding a place for him. But if your deck is all about the healing synergy, there you go. You have another pillar.
Next up, we have Mirabelle Madrigal, Curious Little Girl, a 1-cost inkable 0/2 questing for 1, with the ability You Are the Gift. When you play this character, you may reveal a song card from your hand to gain 1 law. So mechanically how this would work is you would play your Mirabelle onto the board, you would then show your opponent one of the song cards in your hand, and at that point you would gain the law, just in case, because I know there was some confusion around how this would function.
The song
or
whatnot.
Of course, this is a translation. It's always worth saying that this is just a translation of the card. It may not be exactly the correct text, but we believe this one's pretty close. But yeah, I think in a Steel Song deck, often one of the things you'll struggle with is certainly against control decks is being able to close the game when you lose board control, because they will just keep banishing your characters. So this does give you another way in those types of decks to gain some law. I think the problem is like that's a deck that has a lot of like really strong cards. After you've played Mirabelle, she isn't really offering you too much in terms of what she can do on the board.
Should be more a target, right, for the musically talented Mirabelle. If you have
that's true. That's true. Yeah,
I think that's kind of her bigger purpose here, but still, it's a tricky one to fit.
Yeah, it is nice actually. You're right. Having that 1-cost shift target for the Floodborn Mirabelle is going to be good in those Madrigal decks. So that's it for Amber. We'll update the tracker now. So only one card in Amethyst for this video, and that is Royal Guard Octopus Soldier. He is a 1-cost inkable 1/2, questing for 1, with the ability Heavily Armed. Whenever you draw a card, this character gains Challenger +1 this turn. In Amethyst, you're going to be drawing a lot of cards. That's very much what the archetype wants to do. So if you sing Friends on the other side, he immediately becomes a 3/2, which could be quite powerful. But otherwise, kind of unremarkable stats. I don't know what you would take out of the deck to put him in.
Because you really want to keep your Diablo, you really want to keep your Brooms, you want to really keep your Chernobyls.
Amethyst has like the best 1-drops in the game, I think. So I don't know what you're replacing the Royal Guard with.
Because if he had a bigger willpower, right, he'll survive for longer. Then
Yeah.
he could be getting those and doing damage, right, or challenging and surviving. But he's gonna likely be banished.
Yeah.
As soon as he does the first attack. Which franchise is that?
I think it's the Emperor's New Groove, only because there's the other Royal Guard, right? The cow.
It is Emperor's New
okay,
Groove. It's
yeah.
one of the people that Yzma. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, let's go. But it's interesting. They both have the same name, so
Exactly.
it's one of those
Oh,
cards.
so if they say you can play a Royal Guard, you can play the octopus, you can play the cow, the non-bodyguard cow. I still can't believe that cow is not bodyguard. But there you go. If we translate it correctly.
If we translate it correctly. Maybe it's not Royal Guard. Guardia Real. What are the chances? So yeah, let's drop in the Royal Guard into the Amethyst tracker.
One card.
That was fast. And then we can go to Emerald. Starting us off in Emerald, we have the first legendary rare card. This is Rare Infiltration Expert, a 6-cost inkable 5/5 questing for 2 with the ability Unconventional Tactics. Whenever this character quests, you may pay 2 to ready another chosen character of yours, which is, actually a very, very good card that has a lot of interesting stuff to say about it. Great stats, 5/5 questing for 2. Is very reasonably good.
What would you pair with?
What would I pair with? I know the one people were talking about online is Mufasa, ruler of Pride Rock, because you can quest with Mufasa, ready him, you get all of the ink ready to play him, ready him.
Because that's what I'm trying. Because that's what I'm trying to think, right? Because you want to benefit from readying a character that can quest for a lot, right? Yeah. Because that's very late game anyway. She can't shift, so that's late game.
Well, it is late game, but
unless you're playing with Sapphire.
Exactly, and I think if you do play with Sapphire, you're able to get around a 6-cost character on turn 4. Mufasa the following turn, then it becomes actually kind of quite crazy. So it is only whenever she quests. So when she quests, you can then pay the 2 to ready a character. If you readied her with something like
not this card, you can already
not herself, but use like you came back or something. You can ready her, ready another quest again, ready another character again. So a lot of fun combos, I think, kind of are unlocked with a card like this. So
and I do think that the fact that she quests for 2 and not 1 as well. If you're doing like that twice, right, and then getting someone else to quest again, because it doesn't say ready and you cannot quest.
Exactly.
You can do anything after you're ready with this effect. And I just love the card so much. We've been wanting a Raya card that feels so powerful for so long. Because all the art from Raya and the Last Dragon are fantastic, right? But we are always like, I want to use this, but it doesn't fit. I still don't know if this fit. I think it's a strong card. But again, I struggle seeing which deck, unless you're playing with Sapphire.
I think you have to build around the card.
You can, but I'm sure someone will cook something amazing just to use this. It's amazing.
Next up, we have Basil, Undercover Detective, a 7-cost inkable, 5/4 questing for 2. Basil has 2 abilities. The first one is Incapacitate. When you play this character, you may return chosen character to their player's hand. And Interfere. Whenever this character quests, chosen opponent. I always get that twisted up. Chosen opponent discards a card at random.
Okay.
Yeah, so first of all, always love to see Basil in his many outfits. I think this is definitely going to be one in your next fashion video.
And he doesn't look like hypnotized anymore. He looks very certain of what he's doing. Yeah. Because I was about to say, who is he actually putting the rope on? He looks like Wreck-It Ralph, but he couldn't be if he's not hypnotized.
It's probably one of the gods.
It's like big hands. Big hands.
Well, he's tiny as well.
He's tiny. So, that looks amazing.
Yeah, so the art is super cool. In terms of the ability, the first part of his ability, being able to return any character, doesn't matter which, like the cost or anything. There are no restrictions. So very similar to Genie on the Job, another card in Emerald, but this one is inkable. Just trades that down for the evasiveness. And then the second ability, being able to just kind of force your opponent to be randomly discarding cards every time he quests, could be quite good. But I think it's always great when you have a card that has an on-player ability and also an on-quest ability. It really gives them a lot of utility. So even if Basil gets banished, at least you've been able to do some disruption effect, first. Yeah.
I have everything to hate this card gameplay wise because I don't want to play against this card. But the fact that it's 7, I think it's okay. Yeah, it's acceptable because it takes time to get there. Unless you're again playing with Sapphire, right?
Yeah.
But I love the effect. I actually find it so clever.
It's really
so cool,
interesting.
But I'm scared to play against it.
Next up, we have Archimedes, Resourceful Owl, 3-cost inkable, 2/2 questing for 2. And Archimedes also has 2 abilities. The first one is you don't need that. When you play this character, you may banish chosen item. Always a very good thing to be able to have. And now that's not bad. During your turn, whenever an item is banished, you may draw a card, then choose and discard a card. So Another interesting one. I don't know if people are going to be building decks specifically around banishing items. I believe it would trigger for when you play Archimedes, because he is banishing an item. You would already get the use of his second ability to do the draw and the discard. So it's a nice little, because people are using the Yzma card to draw a discard at the moment in like a Chernodog deck. And Archimedes could certainly fill that role.
So that's very true. You're playing a character that can quest for 2. Yeah. You are banishing an item. It could be your item as well. It doesn't matter. And you are drawing a card.
Exactly.
But you have to discard a card.
But
which makes sense because it's not an Amethyst type of profile, right?
And the draw discard just kind of helps you filter your deck and find the
don't like discard. You want to keep everything.
I know. But I do love this, and always happy to see more.
And we did hear. Sorry to interrupt you. We did hear during the narrative live stream today from the team. The Archimedes apparently plays a big role in this whole palace heist, and apparently he was one of the closest one to Arcasia, which makes a lot of sense because Arcasia is dressed as an owl, at least. I don't know if she is an owl, but super cool.
She certainly likes owls.
She certainly likes owls. So there you go.
And then next up we have this inkable action card. That was the wrong one. Choose one. Return a chosen character to its player's hand, or put a card called Pull the Lever from your discard on the bottom of your deck to put another chosen character on the bottom of its player's deck. So that's a mouthful. But yeah, more of those cards in Emerald that let you choose, that have many different uses in different situations. So always a good one to have. Paying 3 to return a character to a player's hand. A lot of disruption. If your opponent's playing like that 10-cost legendary Mickey, then this is a very efficient way to be dealing with that. And then we saw Pull the Lever. It's a card that's being introduced this set, so this is letting you put that back into your deck. You might never see it again unless you're able to get to the bottom of your deck, but it does allow you to get rid of another character. Basically.
And it is a sequel. We even got some confirmation today from the artist team. It's a back-to-back, right? So you're pulling the lever, and that's the next card in a row. And then pull the lever, as we said before, is from Mario Manzanari, so it's super cool to see. And this card was announced by Lorcana Tactics, so he does go through some explanation of how to synergize that. So go check it out there, Instagram, for more.
Yeah, especially if you speak German, because it's all in German.
No, he did it in English. He did it in English. Otherwise, I wouldn't understand the synergy. He's talking English.
I was wondering. And then the last card for us up in Emerald is Wilma Packard, the radio operator. She is a 3-cost inkable, 3/4 costing for 1 vanilla card. You know, decent stats for your next seal tournament or your next draft.
I love seeing her there.
It's great, but I love the deep cuts from Atlantis is a film that not everyone's seen, and then this is a deep cut from that film. So
I love when people are like, "Where's she from? Where's she come from?" But she's so
hilarious,
iconic that I think anyone who ever watched that movie wouldn't forget her.
Yeah.
I wish I had translated the text so we could have a conversation between Helga and Wilhelmina, but we'll get there.
Once we see it in English, once it's added to the app tomorrow.
Yeah. So then good segue. So if you don't know. Watch our videos first anyway, but if you don't know, every day during the review season, when you wake up, the Lorcana app has been updated with the card reveal the day before.
Which is amazing, because before it would take about a week, so you'd be waiting for cards to be added to Discord to know what they actually said when they were translated.
Because it's in English, Italian, you can choose any language, right? You can sing foil, so wake up tomorrow, watch this video first to see our analysis, and check Wilhelmina Packard dialogue and let us know what this should say.
In the app, and then you can also start deck building directly in the app.
Exactly.
So everything.
They should hire us for this marketing.
I know. That wasn't an advertisement, but this is, because we want to give a quick shout out to the sponsors of today's video, Heavy Play. Heavy Play have their Equip Mag system, which allow you to connect your deck box to your dice box and your playmat, all with the power of magnets. And as I said last time, they do have their new magnetic playmat tube, so you can still rock your Disney Lorcana playmat, but it'll be protected and grouped, all with the power of magnets. They also have their curved sleeves with curved corners, which mean you'll never have a card upside down in your deck again. If you want to get your hands on any Heavy Play products, you can visit them at heavyplay.com and use the discount code Inkborn10 at checkout for 10% off your whole order. So thank you so much to Heavy Play for sponsoring this video. And then we're going to move over to Ruby with Prince John, Freddy Cat, a 3-cost uninkable, 5/5, questing for 1, with the ability Help. Whenever an opponent plays a character, deal 1 damage to this character. So he is a big boy for a turn 3 character. And actually, I think quite a good card. It's going to be difficult for your opponent to remove him just by playing characters. They might put quite a bit of damage on him, but then you can heal him up with something like Rapunzel in a Ruby Amber deck. But I think this is a really fun one.
Or even rely on the synergies with damage, right? If you're playing with in a Queen's deck or something, rely on that. So that is cool. I love that he's scared.
And he's a cat in case you ever want to rebuild your
That's
cat deck.
it.
You've got more options. Next up, we have Gloyd Orange Ball. I think I'm pronouncing that right. A 3-cost Inkable, 1/2 questing for 1 with the ability when you play this character, each opponent loses 1 law and you gain 1 law. So something we've seen before in Ruby, but it's more support really for the Racer deck, I think, here.
So the Lore League IG, who actually announced that in their live stream, they were saying that, again, going back to all the reprints and some cards getting away with the rotation. Maybe that's our new versions of ways to earn and remove lore, right? From the Ruby archetype. And obviously, as Charlie said, more racers, so super cool. I don't remember Gloyd at all. We were literally researching this before this video, because does he get ever properly introduced in the movie? I don't remember.
I think he's just one of the
part
group
of the gang
of bullies.
Yeah. But I don't know. Yeah. He looks very nasty.
Next up, we have Mushu, Fast Talking Dragon, a 3-cost Inkable, 2/3 questing for 1, and he has the ability, let's get this show on the road. Exert, chosen character gains rush this turn.
I love this. I love the idea of this.
I think so, especially in Ruby, where you want to pair it maybe with Steel, then it is quite a good ability. It's just he is a 2/3, so maybe he's going to be removed before you can get much use out of it. And also your opponent's often going to know it's coming, so they might even just not exert their character. But
that is true. Yeah.
But yeah, it's. I mean, we waited ages for Mushu to join the game, so it is great that he is in the game.
And just like, again, I like that as an ability that I can, as long as I'm surviving, I'm literally having it rushing my hand, the powers of my hand. If there's a way to protect him with a bodyguard, I don't know if there's any. Well, I suppose in Steel you could get some bodyguards as well.
You could even exert him and rush in a bodyguard, and then the bodyguard's taking something out and protecting him. So
exactly.
yeah, definitely something.
I love the idea. Yeah. It's cool. And we have to get an enchanted Mushu this time.
Please give it to us. It's give the people what they want. Next up, we have the Dodo Quirky Storyteller. He's a 3-cost Inkable, 0/6 questing for 1, with the ability Extremely Fatal Situation. This character gains +1 strength for each damage on him. And I know you're going to be quite happy to be putting this in your Queen of Hearts damage deck. And it's nice, actually, that it's another character from Alice in Wonderland that has that same kind of damage synergy where he's powered up for having damage on him. So, very similar to the Queen of Hearts losing a temper, a card that actually is starting to see play in Ruby decks. So,
and what is cool as well is there is, again, if you go back to the whole Queen of Hearts type of deck, we also have the Spear, right, which is another item that if you are damaged, you get more.
Very true.
So you're getting your own damage from its own ability, but also +1 from the item. He's a beast.
He is a beast. I think it's the same thing as the Queen of Hearts, right? The more damage you put on him, the more times you're challenging him, the more your characters are going to have to be like trading off in the challenge. So it is definitely a really interesting mechanic in Ruby. Next up, we have Lafayette Sleepy Bastard Hound, a 5-cost Inkable, 7/4 questing for 1. Some really beefy stats, and definitely I think going to be a good one for limited formats.
That is so cute.
He is cute. The second Bloodhound in the game, right? Because we also have Toby.
Yeah,
from
I actually thought it was Toby when I first saw it. I was like, oh, Toby's back, but no, it's Lafayette.
So great to see him there. Next up, we have Most Everyone's Mad here, a 7-cost uninkable action. Gain law equal to the damage on chosen character, then banish them. And actually, I think this is quite...
People are really mad about this online.
Mad about it?
Like saying that saying why would people create those cards or design this card that no one will ever use? I love the idea.
I think as a game closer, because let's say you have like a Maui half shark action build, you already are running probably 1 or 2 Dragonfires in there. This is a Dragonfire, costs a little bit more, but it can also be used as a game closer. Like you can even banish your own Maui after he's got 4 damage on him and gain 4 lore.
Yeah, so because you can target yourself.
You can target anything.
Literally, you can target yourself and just to earn that. I think I could see me running 2 of those in a deck like that, right? Especially in the evasive red Amethyst. I love this card.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. We'll see when we are evaluating the whole set to do our tier list.
Yeah, but we only do Super Rise and above. So
you'll never see my opinion about this. But
this is it. That's the last time.
That's the last time I'm ever talking about this card. But I do like this card. Obviously, it's an Inkable. If it was Inkable, it would be easier to digest. But I like it.
Yeah, it's cool. Anything from Alice in Wonderland is great. Cool. Next up, we have Nothing We Won't Do, an 8-cost Inkable song. This is Ruby's Sing Together song for the set. Ready all your characters. For the rest of this turn, they take no damage from challenges and can't quest. In a Ruby Steel build, I think could be a really cool one. It's kind of almost helping you set up for a board wipe. You can sing it with the characters ready them and then challenge straight away. So
that's pretty much it, right? This type of card is not used for you to quest again. Obviously, you cannot quest. It's all about going on the offensive again.
Yeah.
You do your stuff, maybe you quest first or you challenge first, then you use this to ready.
Yeah.
Now you can challenge again or for the first time and not take any damage in the process. That's really cool as well. It does, because we went in the video from yesterday, we were talking about how we're getting all those Sing Together songs again. I think they are assigning one for each ink type.
It seems to be,
which makes sense. But I am feeling way more positive with the ones we've seen so far as well for the Sing Together this turn around.
Yeah.
It's hard, again, it's hard to pull off. Maybe people won't, but on paper, it's a really cool effect.
Yeah.
And this was announced by the Forbidden Mountain, so go check it out.
And the art on this one, incredible.
It's beautiful. We have to watch the movie. We never watched Brother Bear. It's insane.
I think we said it's because we have 2 pugs and they do not like to see animals on the TV screen at all.
Anything with 4 legs. If there's a human walking 4 legs, they're gonna bark as well. So it's
ruining our life health.
Yes.
But it looks like a watercolor. It's like art you would see in a Disney hotel, like in the Wilderness Lodge or something.
The DCA, right? There's a California Adventure next to the hotel. It's just beautiful.
I love it.
Grizzly bear.
So that will do us for Ruby. We'll drop those cards in. A lot more Ruby cards today because they were lagging behind the other ink colors.
Yes.
And then we're going to go over to Sapphire, and we're starting with Adelaide Bonfamie, a 2-cost inkable, 2/3 questing for 1 vanilla. And she's just goals, right? Like, I want to be a rich old lady living in a house full of cats.
Appreciating music, yes. I love the art.
Yeah.
It's spectacular. It's cool to see her as well. They were saying today in the narrative catch-up that you don't see her presence much in the movie, right? It's such a small scene. So it's nice that she gets, like, this card on the side as well. But it is a vanilla card after all, yeah.
Next up, we have Anna, Trusting Sister, 3-cost inkable, 2/2 questing for 2. With the ability, we can do this together. When you play this character, if you have a character named Elsa in play, you may put the top card of your deck into your inkwell face down and exerted. For all of those people wanting to build those frozen decks, this is even more tools for you to play with. I think actually quite a nice card that can probably be used in non-frozen decks as well, as long as you're running some Elsas.
But that's what I'm thinking. Would you, though? Would you run this? I suppose you quest for 2, but what are you replacing here, right? Because it's a one-off. At least it's on play, right?
Yeah. But if you pair it in like Amethyst, and you can just keep bringing her back and then playing her again with your Elsas,
that is true. Yeah.
So
that is cool. Again, it fits really well with the theme, right?
Yeah. And you can see the swirls there of Sapphire in the background. Next up, we have Olaf recapping the story. Mateo's always something. 1-cost inkable, 2/1 questing for 1 with the ability Endless Tale. When you play this character, chosen opposing character gets -1 strength this turn. I think probably a better version of Marie that we saw in the last set, because you don't need to quest to get the ability. You get it as soon as it's played. And I love the flavor text on this one.
I haven't seen
it. Began with 2 sisters, 1 born with magical powers and 1 born powerless. The love of snowmen, infinite. So that's super good. I can really hear Olaf saying that. Next up, we have Nanny Heist Mastermind, a 4-cost inkable, 3/3 questing for 1. She has 2 abilities. The first one is Stick to the Plan. Exert. Another chosen character gains resist +2 this turn. And it's up to you, Lilo. Your character's named Lilo, gains support. So it's interesting that Nanny is masterminding the whole heist of the palace, which is really, really cool to see her getting that moment. And I love the art of this, building the sandcastle, planning it out. And I don't know how playable of a card it will be. We don't have too many Lilo cards in the game, I suppose, at the moment.
I think that benefits more on the resist side, right? But still.
Yeah, and it's only this turn, so it's if you want. I mean,
it's only this turn.
Yeah, so I guess you're kind of just giving a character the resist, so they're able to survive a challenge. Yeah. But yeah, I love the card, at least, like the look of
cool.
it. Yeah.
And the ability is cool, but it's just hard to play. Yeah.
It is. And then last up in Sapphire, we have Wasabi, always prepared. 5-cost inkable, 3/5 questing for 2 with support. More characters from Big Hero 6. I think we got a little sneak peek in the Trove, right? We're going to be getting another Fred card this set. He was on one of the dividers. Yeah. So, and we also saw Honey Melon. So hopefully we'll be seeing Honey Lemon. Sorry. I was like, that doesn't sound right. Because I was thinking Honey Marin, and I was like, no, that's not right.
About the Honey Marin, there's the other one from Frozen, right? I think.
Exactly. That does, yeah.
Honey Lemon.
Honey Lemon. So Honey Lemon is
I prefer Honey Melon.
Honey Melon also got a card, so yeah, I'm sure we're going to be seeing more.
And he's an inventor, so he's a support and an inventor. But I have such a hard time with support characters still to this day.
It's not sexy, it's not exciting, but there we go. So that'll do it for Sapphire. We'll drop those cards in there. So starting us off in steel, we have Hamster Ball, a 3-cost uninkable item with the ability roll with the punches, exert, pay 1, chosen character with no damage gains resist +2 until the start of your next turn.
To the start of next
Yeah,
turn.
which I think is a bit more usable.
Yeah.
You should definitely check out the reveal of this. It was from JDZ Quest, who's going to be one of the commentators for the upcoming Disney Lorcana Challenge World Championship. Absolutely amazing commentator, and this video, brilliant, hilarious. He got some collaboration with Katie from the Lawkeepers in. Honestly, I was dying with laughter watching the whole thing, so definitely check it out. And I think on the whole, you know, it's another one of those items that give characters resist. We've seen plenty of them in the game. I don't know if this
it's
is
hard
going
with
to
the
be the one.
ability as well, right?
Yeah. But maybe in draft or sealed, I think this one could be a little bit of a monster to have to deal against or like play against if your opponent has this. Or
So
you
is it the
manage.
hamster ball from boat?
I would guess it's the hamster ball from
But who
Bolt.
fits inside apart from that one character?
Yeah.
Maybe for illusion they can control and make
That's
gigantic. Yeah. But you can see the palace all the way in the back.
Yeah. And you can see that in lots of the cards actually, just like in the
So
Nanny card as well, the
cool.
castle in the
Building
background.
up.
They're all getting there ready for the heist. So it's cool to see that through line in the story. And speaking of seeing the palace in the background, we have this song. This is a 7-cost and inkable song, Beyond the Horizon. This is Steel's Sing Together song. Choose any number of players, they discard their hands and draw 3 cards each. So I actually think this one is quite cool indeed. It has, I think the fact that it's choosing any number of players, so you can choose yourself only if you have no cards. If your opponent has loads of cards, you can choose them. If you have no cards and your opponent has loads of cards because you're playing against like Emerald Steel Discard or something, then you can play this. And,
I love the flexibility.
The flexibility is really, really cool.
And even if you're playing multiplayer, right, with multiple players at the same time, and you want to the 2v2, you can target the other ones. Yeah. It is cool. It doesn't replace a Holy Word, obviously.
No, I don't
it's
think so.
It's a completely different take, but it is another strong take for Steel.
Yeah.
I just like how they have no worry in the word. They're just surfing. She was literally just doing a mastermind plan, and she's like, "I solved everything. Let's just surf now." We did an Enchanted of this.
This
it's
would look
so
incredible,
beautiful,
especially with the Stitch movie coming up this summer.
Exactly.
So got to celebrate it. And then last but not least, we have Monterey Jack, Defiant Protector, 5-cost inkable, 4/5, questing for 2 with Bodyguard. So very reasonably good stats on this character. We did see the new Zipper card, whose cost is reduced. Yeah. If you have a character named Monterey Jack in play. Boys!
Heisenberg. Hi Z. Stop barking.
So yeah, not a whole lot to say in this, but if you want to build a Bodyguard deck, then you have another good Bodyguard to slot into it. That's it for Steel, so let's drop them into the tracker now. Yeah, and then it's back to us. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give us a like as it does help, and subscribe because we're going to have more cards to talk about, more things to discuss as we go into the Reign of Jafar, including, as we said yesterday, we'll be having gameplay of the Illumineer's quest, which we're very excited to do. Yeah.
Thank you so much again for Heavy Play for all this sponsorship. And if you want to get your own products, remember to use Inkborn 10 at checkout to get 10% off.
At heavyplay.com.
At heavyplay.com. That's very important. It's just in the link down in the description of this video.
That's true. And of course, as always, a huge shout out to our YouTube members. We really, really appreciate you supporting our little channel over here. If you would like to become a YouTube member, you can hit the join button down below and see all of the perks you get, which is mainly just early access to some of our videos.
Obviously, it doesn't count in this week because as soon as we do the news, we post it. But apart from that, just stay tuned. So thank you so much again for watching, and until next time, happy questing!
Happy questing!